All right, this is the Village of Peotone Board meeting for January 26th of 2015. We begin by rising to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Riker? Here. Mr. Hupkey?
Here.
Mr. Wicker?
Here.
Mr. Hack?
Here.
Mr. Callahan?
Here.
Mr. Forsythe?
Here.
Okay, let the record show that all trustees are present. We have a quorum. We may conduct official business. Trustees, your first order of business is to review the January 12, 2015 regular village board meeting minutes, and I'll entertain a motion to approve them as presented, or if you see a reason to correct them, tell us what that correction might be.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Hupkey, seconded by Trustee Forsythe, to approve the January 12, 2015 Village of Peotone Board meeting minutes as presented. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Riker?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries and the minutes are approved as presented. Yeah. Trustees, it's time to pay the bills. You have in your packet the payroll for the pay period ending January 17 of 2015 in the amount of $46,623.63. You have under accounts payable from the general fund bills totaling $26,903.63. From the water and sewer fund, bills totaling $26,015.76. And from the capital improvement fund, bills totaling $25,000. Grand total of those three categories of bills, $77,919.39. We'll entertain a motion to pay the bills as presented.
I make a motion, we pay the bills.
Motion by Trustee Wicker. To pay the bills, seconded by Trustee Riker. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Riker?
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries and the bills paid as noted. We come to public comment and/or questions. And Nicole, you're here. You need to come up to the microphone. All right. Tell us how things are going, Nicole.
Things are going great. We're starting to think about the farmer's market again for this year. And one of our vendors actually cannot come on Saturday morning due to an opportunity they had in Mokina that he's going to run Mokina's farmer's market. So he is available on Fridays from 3 to 7, because he does home with Flossmore during the morning. So we talked to our other vendor to see if he was available on Fridays, and he really likes Saturday mornings, but I think he'll work with us. And Wednesdays, or we thought maybe possibly a Wednesday evening, but that one's out as well. So we're thinking about maybe a possible Friday evening, if not Saturday morning. We're gonna have a meeting on Friday. The Legion is meeting on Thursday, and I went and talked to them to see if that would cause any concern with, causing problems with parking or anything with their events. So Sue's gonna talk to the board Thursday about it. She seems pretty positive about it, but it's not her decision. But she thought it was exciting that if people come, to the farmer's market, they can go to the Legion and vice versa. Kind of bounce off each other, which would be awesome. And then any other events that are going, we went and talked to the chamber, and they were kind of leaning towards Wednesday, because that's where we were looking at Wednesdays or possibly Friday. But after speaking with Merle again, I really would like to continue him as a vendor, because he was one of our he had all the Michigan fruit. We've had some other, and we haven't called a lot of vendors yet because we don't know when we're going to do it, but we would like to set a date as soon as possible to start recruiting, and we've had some interest. I had some people contact me about eggs, and so it's good. So there's the word's getting out, which is a positive thing. The other thing besides the date, or that's day of the week, I should say, is possibly moving it to twice a month instead of just once a month. To see, we've had lots of requests. Everybody's like, why only do it once a month? Can we do it? Why don't you do it every week? And I'm not sure about every week because commitment reasons and volunteers, but maybe twice a month. We were thinking if that would be, if we think that would be good or not. So
What times on Friday night would you be looking at?
we're thinking about 3 to 7. And that way it'd be after school and maybe we could do flyers out at the school again to try to get people to come after school before their sporting events if they have them, or coming after their sporting events. And then people that are going out to dinner, maybe come in after dinner or before they go to dinner. People are out on Friday, so that's where we're thinking it might be a really good thing. I don't know, we're still brainstorming, we're trying to figure out what would work best.
I think probably the biggest thing is to find out when you can get your vendors out there.
Gonna have to talk to the Legion really good,
Yeah,
because they have a lot of bookings with
And that-
that hall, especially
Oh.
Friday nights. That's gonna be a tough one.
And that's what Sue had said, so we talked about, we went outside and instead of taking that whole, that road, Sue was suggesting possibly from the door, where they walk in, if we went, it would be, if we went then west of there. And then, the grassy green area, who owns that?
Rich Gassett.
So maybe we could talk to him, see if we could.
You're talking about in front of that, in front of the white building, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the grassy area. So we thought maybe, and depending on how many vendors, really in the rules and the regulation we have, it's a 10 by 10 spot. So last year, they just had lots of room to spread out because, so we were just thinking about, from that door over. That way we wouldn't block, and then their parking would still, we'd only take up a little, part of that.
Okay. I think the best thing to do is to sound out people. I don't think any of us can have any objections to changing the night that, whatever night you would come up to.
Okay.
And it certainly sounds like a 3 to 7 would be a reasonable time because of people getting out of school and stuff like that and stop at the farmer's market kind of, that makes sense. So,
What's the timeline on that business in that orange building, as far as opening?
They're still going through the special use process.
You don't know about that one?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that
But-
might be an issue in the summer, if they are closer to open.
And another suggestion that was brought to my attention, even from the bowling alley, maybe over until that intersection there, where there's no businesses and then there's just the homes. Maybe taking a section of that instead, if there's if it'd be a problem with the Legion, conflict there, maybe just moving it over a little bit. And I was like, oh, that's true, because I don't know if there's anything in the plans of opening where the old Napa business was, that street there.
That's the restaurant he was talking about.
Oh, that is a restaurant, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we need
What
to
about
get,
the orange building? Is
we
that-
need to keep, same thing,
Well, it's all
we need to keep
together.
away from
Oh, okay,
closing intersections.
Yeah.
okay.
May have to run it through the fire department to see about closing part of North Second. About closing part of North Second. And if you're going from 3 to 7, when would you want, they've got to be ready to set up an hour ahead of time. So we're really talking closing the street from 2.
Yeah, maybe 2 to about 8, but usually it doesn't take them long to close down.
Nicole, none of your vendors last year had electric, right?
No, so even this year, and that's something that we talked about, so if we, say there was an event at the Legion and they allow us to take the other side, there's still electricity available that we would set them up right there, so that way they could get the electricity, so if they think it's okay.
Okay. Any other comments, trustees? Or questions? All right, Nicole. Do your investigating, come back to us when you got something that looks like it's gonna work,
Okay,
okay?
and then so I just come back and I get the approval for the date and how often we want to
Yeah.
have it?
Give us enough times that you're officially on the agenda.
Okay,
Because the only way we can take an official action
okay,
is to have you published on the agenda.
We need
Okay.
to know by like Tuesday or Wednesday before
okay,
the meeting.
Okay, so.
Silly question real quick. Did you guys at any time approach the Park District maybe as far as their frontage on West Street?
We did originally, they were one of the people we originally spoke with, and then we kind of wanted to bring it back downtown to try to bring life to back town. And we talked to the Will County Fairgrounds as well, so the location. But our objective is really to bring life and business back downtown, so, and we still would like to keep that objective if possible.
Good. Anyone else? Thank you, Nicole.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anybody else here for a non-agenda item? If you're on the agenda, then we're going to talk to you when we get to that point. Okay. I'm going to go back to the agenda right now. We have reports of committees and officials. Trustees, you have in your packet the clerk, collector, and treasurer reports. Unless there are any questions on that, we'll move on.
Of course, I have a question.
Sure.
Just quickly, on the general fund and the water sewer fund for the treasurer's report,
Yeah.
pretty hefty expenditures in general fund and water and sewer fund. George, do you know
Yes.
what both of those were?
In the general fund, there's about $38,000 for property liability insurance.
Okay.
There was a $103,000 debt certificate payment for street projects. And there was a $354,000 bond payment.
There it is. Okay. And then,
On the water and sewer, the brunt of that was $112,500 for payment on the debt certificate.
debt certificate as well. Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay. There's no police chief report, and the engineer report is, the engineer's not here this evening. They had something come up at the last minute. So I'm going to move on the agenda from old business to new business. And new business actually is old business of one kind. We've got Sean Odell here, who recently achieved Eagle Scout status. And Sean, come over to the microphone. Tell us about, number one, about the project you did for your Eagle.
Okay, so I was looking for a project, and Kyle Jones had already done the Peotone Junior High School, and I was kind of intrigued by that, so I looked around the Peotone High School, and they really needed a revamp on their west side. Their landscaping was dangerous. So I was really studying that hard, looking at that. I did research on what kinds of plants along the building were thorns, and they were just overgrown and just thick. Very difficult to get out, I will say. I did research on what kind of plants would survive in kind of a westward wind and white sidewalk and white wall, hot conditions too. And I found some mountain plants, and I priced them, and I priced dirt to put down also along the sidewalks all around there because there were bad gaps. And I also priced a bunch of mulch that we spread out throughout the property. Plus, we removed 35 feet of unwanted chain link fence, and I donated the money we scrapped for that towards the project. I funded the project from selling popcorn too over the years too. But it looks 10 times better. And when the plants grow back this spring, you'll be able to see that.
Okay, so the west side of the high school,
Yeah.
the whole west side?
Yep, the entire west side.
That's
It's
a lot.
All on the
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's what Mike Jones, my scoutmaster, told me. He was like, "That's a big project."
Well, I invited Sean here this evening because typically I'm able to make the official awards ceremony, which have been held at various churches in the community that sponsor the Scouts, and I was unable to. However, in my place, Chief Mort presented the usual certificate and pin and village pen. And I offered Sean the possibility of, would you like to come to a board meeting and also be honored? And so, I was talking to his mom on the phone. It didn't take, it was less than 30 seconds. She came back and said, oh yeah, he wants to do it. So, we are officially recognizing Sean Odell for his Eagle Scout project. And as I'm proud of saying, this is probably the most Eagle Scout per capita place, if not in the state of Illinois, if not in the United States, then certainly in the state of Illinois. And we are always proud of our Eagle Scouts. And want to take a picture? Okay. Karen's going to take a picture, and your mom and dad are with you. Let's give your mom and dad recognition. And your mom and dad's names are?
Jeff and Dawn Odell.
Jeff and Dawn. Thank you. All right, let's get a picture. All right. Well, actually, we do it between the flags here?
Take it from this side. I think.
All right. Oh, they already went there. Okay.
Nice. Stand still. Yeah, okay, look again. There we go. One more. Sean, you need to smile really big.
Yeah.
Cheese and mix, okay? That's pretty good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you, Mom and Dad. As we know how you somehow get involved in this, don't you?
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
All right. You have to pay attention to that now. We have coming up now a series of business registrations, and the first one we're going to talk about is the Country Corner Cafe. Oh, okay. Mrs. Kathy Payne has purchased the old Lucky Horseshoe restaurant and changed the name of it to the Country Corner Cafe. They'll be open to serve meals Tuesday through Sunday. I can tell you, George and I went over there to eat lunch today. It's Monday, they're not open. From 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. Looks like a really nice menu on it. Anyhow, do we take these one at a time, or do we do them all together?
Probably be best, yeah.
One at a time?
Yeah, one at a
Okay.
time.
So, I'll entertain a motion to approve the registration of Country Corner Cafe.
Motion? Second.
All right. Motion by trustee Hupkey, seconded by trustee Wicker to approve the business registration of Country Corner Cafe. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Hupkey.
Yes.
Mr. Wicker.
Yes.
Mr. Hack.
Yes.
Mr. Callahan.
Yes.
Mr. Forsythe.
Yes.
Mr. Riker.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries, and look forward to going there when they're open. Next on our item is the all automotive, Mr. Pat Wheeler. Is he here?
I don't believe so.
Okay. It's the repair shop at 121 West Main Street. Hours will be Monday through Friday, 8 till 5 p.m., and Saturdays, 8 until 4 p.m. I'll entertain a motion to approve the business registration of all automotive.
So, second.
Okay, motion by trustee Reichert, seconded by trustee Forsythe to approve the business registration of all automotive. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Riker.
Yes.
Mr. Forsythe.
Yes.
Mr. Callahan.
Yes.
Mr. Hack.
Yes.
Mr. Wicker.
Yes.
And Mr. Hupkey.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries, and that is approved. Next item is the little lot. Come on forward. Mark Townsend's here to has purchased the Miller's Motors business. That's right next to the Hacienda Mexican Grill. And the hours of operation will be Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 until 2. Want to tell us about your business?
I had a car lot in Moni for 25 years and wanted to come out this way. I live up in Mantino. I Been trying to move into that building for 3 years. Mr. Miller finally moved out of there. I think it'd be a lot better of a building for me. I'm looking forward to doing business in Peotone if you guys will allow it. I won't disappoint your town in any way. But I have a fairly clean, decent setup. I run maybe 10 to 15 cars there. I think I know what I'm doing. I work by myself. I don't have a lot of people working with me.
And something was mentioned about you're gonna paint it or fix up or do something?
About the what?
About either painting it or fixing it up or doing something else? To improve it?
I was gonna paint the outside of the building in the summertime. Gray, red trim, seal coat the driveway. I think the building could use a little bit of polishing on it.
Okay.
I like the building.
I think the trustees needed to hear what you were gonna do. That's why I asked you.
Oh, yeah, I think the building needs a little bit of cleaning and a little bit of outside work. Nobody's done much to it. I'd like to paint the outside gray with red trim, seal coat the driveway, put a sign that's lit up on top of the building itself. It could use a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of polishing.
All right. Trustees, you have an opportunity to ask Rick Townsend any questions. Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the business registration of the Little Lot.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Forsythe, seconded by trustee Wicker to approve the business registration of the Little Lot. Wicker. Okay, call the roll.
Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Mr. Riker?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
And Mr. Campbell?
Yes. Okay, motion carries. Welcome to Peotone. Good luck with your business.
Thank you very much.
All right. Fourth business registration is the Hacienda Grill. You want to come forward? You are Bianca?
Yes.
Okay, Bianca Del Rio will be running the restaurant. You want to tell us about anything different you're going to do, or any things that you're going to, what you're going to do with the business?
So I've been in businesses for about like 8-9 years. I'm a manager at a clothing store, and I ran family businesses, and I've been in management, for like 8-9 years. I think it's a good opportunity for me to start behind my dad. He's gonna be helping me, and I think now I'm older. I went to school for business, and I just went back for a sociology degree in criminal justice, concentration in criminal justice. I mean, I feel like you don't need a degree to open a business, so that's why I kind of want to do something else with my life. But I like that it's a good opportunity. It's a smaller place, and I think I could handle it with my family helping me too.
All right. So
Is that a franchise? No?
it just sounds like it ought to
It
be one,
does,
doesn't it?
Maybe eventually, but
Well,
starting small,
there's your
going
business
big.
degree. There you go. I like the positive thinking there. All right. Do I?
I'll motion it.
Okay, a motion to approve the business registration of Hacienda Grill.
Second.
Motion by trustee Forsythe, seconded by trustee Hack. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Mr. Riker?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries, don't go anywhere. Next item has to do with a liquor license. The new owner has applied for a Class E liquor license. Prior owners did not apply for the liquor license, and the village currently has 2 Class E licenses in operation. Approval of this application will constitute a 3rd Class E license. The owner has not yet submitted the insurance and bond documents. The board has the option to either hold the application until these documents are provided, or approve the license effective upon submission of the required documents to the village clerk. Per standard practice, the village does not keep an open Class E liquor license. The attached ordinance will open a 3rd license and assign it to Bianca Del Rio, owner of the Hacienda Grill Incorporated. The approval is contingent upon the submission of the required documents within 30 days. Failure to provide these documents within 30 days of passage of the ordinance would render the 3rd Class E license null and void, reverting back to we only have 2 licenses that are already taken. The additional liquor license would not go into effect, and the business liquor license would not be released until all documents have been submitted to the village clerk. understanding all that, trustees, do I have, this would be ordinance 14-21. Ordinance to add one Class E liquor license designated Class E and the Grill Incorporated, 314 South Harlem Avenue, Bianca Del Rio owner.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Forsythe, second by trustee Reichert to approve ordinance 14-21, adding the Class E license with the stipulations that within the next 30 days, everything is taken care of. Okay? Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Mr. Riker?
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Permission granted with 30 days to get it all done.
All right, thank you.
Thank you and good luck to you,
Thank you.
Bianca. All right. Next item on the agenda is Resolution 14-R08, a resolution authorizing the participation in the Northern Illinois Municipal Electric Collaborative, NIMEC, and authorizing the Village of Peotone, the village president and/or the village administrator, in the president's absence, to approve a contract with the lowest cost electric provider for a period of up to 24 months. Trustees, I think we've gone through this in the past, and just for the sake of reviewing, the village is not part of the aggregation benefit that we give to the other businesses and the residents within the community. And so as such, we have to go out and find our own. NIMEC is the cooperative that we've been part of. And I'm summarizing with what's already been said. What we're doing is going out for bids. Should the results be higher than ComEd, we may reject all the bids and select ComEd as their provider. NIMEC broker fees are incorporated in the rate presented. Currently, we have 7 accounts up for renewal. This resolution is similar to the resolutions adopted by the board in the past, authorizing myself or the village manager to approve the contracts for each of the accounts. Bids are valid only one day, so decisions must be made on the day of receipt. The term of the agreement will be either 12 or 24 months. That will be determined by the village based upon the market conditions. So, having said all that, is there a motion to approve Resolution 14-R08, authorizing participation in the Northern Illinois Municipal Electric Collaborative, and authorizing myself or the administrator to approve the contract at the lowest cost electrical provider for up to 24 months?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Reichert, seconded by trustee Wicker, to approve resolution 14-R09. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Riker?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Motion carries, and that resolution is hereby adopted, and we will proceed with that. Moving on to the agenda, that really completes all of our business. Are there any announcements that need to be made relative to things coming due?
Friday, January 30th, water bills are due.
Okay. That's the only thing coming due at the present time.
February is the next due date
Okay.
for dog tags.
Trustees, any
more comments on the railroad, when they're gonna fix it out here? It's getting worse.
Yeah, I know, we've contacted them several times.
Yeah, and part of it is the frost freeze thing makes it worse. But yeah, I noticed that myself again the other day. We will continue to just talk with the railroad about it. All right. So, anything further? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the January 26, 2015 Village of Peotone Board meeting.
Second.
Motion by trustee Forsythe, seconded by trustee Hack, to adjourn the January 26, 2015 Village of Peotone Board meeting. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Mr. Riker?
Yes.
Mr. Hudson?